Hello everyone, it's your boy Steve. I've got to do a ridiculous pre-roll because Bingley's audio stopped working for the first segment of the podcast, so it sounds like we're talking to ourselves because we could hear him, but there was nothing recorded after like the 30-second mark. So yeah, you're in for a treat. Why has the episode gone out 2 weeks after recording? Because I'm a shambles of a human being and nothing makes sense anymore. If you're interested, because you actually got this far, listen to the third episode of a ridiculous podcast. We've got a new single coming, dropping on July 18th, 2020. Unless the world ends, in which case, nothing really matters anymore. Cool. Enjoy.
3,000 messages on a WhatsApp group that's primarily revolved around us discussing important matters of the band, and you decide to make them a high score out of it.
Yeah.
Guinness Book of Records don't give a shit, mate.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know who you're doing this high score for.
For myself, because then, it's unbelievable sometimes.
It's just all about the meme.
I hate all of you. Right, have we got everyone in? Everyone else is making noise apart from Bingley.
Hello.
Johnny.
Swim.
Okay,
I'm just
so-
eating, so.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Try and
mate.
not eat
That's,
into the mic, maybe. Hopefully.
How's this?
That's even worse. Like how you just lean back when you're eating. Like
Alright, I'll sit really far away.
that's fine.
I put my headphones back on yet. I
Right,
can't
I
mute you
suppose-
like I can on Discord.
Oh no, you can just mute yourself, can't you? Put your hand up.
I can mute whoever I want because I'm in charge.
Is that what you prefer? This all the power?
No,
Not at all.
no idea what you're on about. Okay, I suppose we'll get this shit show on the road.
What do you think for the camera?
Remember, everyone clap sync.
No.
3, 2, 1.
Jesus
What
Christ!
was that?
Sorry, I just slapped my table because my food's in my other hand. I didn't really want to clap with food in my hand.
Jesus.
What
Right.
are we doing it?
Good afternoon, morning, evening, night, or whatever time it is that you're listening to this. Welcome to episode 3 of the Wolves Don't Sleep podcast. I've decided to start dating them so everything's got a bit more chronological context because time is meaningless. The date today is June the 12th of what should have been the Friday of Download Festival, so I should not be here right now. I should be in an otherworldly state drinking 5 litres of Buckfast and throwing my soul onto the moon.
Very damp in a field, basically. Watching lots of good bands.
Today we are discussing various things because honestly, we don't really have a plan anymore. Nothing makes sense and the points don't matter. That's number one.
Remain indoors.
Remain indoors sometimes, maybe. Do whatever you want.
Who knows what
Unless
the
you
rules
got-
are now?
Unless you got to go to work and then remain indoors,
But then only get to work if it's necessary. And
then don't go to work.
then don't go to work but remain indoors. And then, but if you do need to go to work, still remain indoors.
but do
Or
go
whatever
around
Tony Blair's saying these
have
days.
6 people outside.
Yeah, so I suppose we'll try and stick to some form of a generic structure. We've got Guan in. So we have the news, which is... I just don't want to read the news anymore when I wake up in terms of music stuff or just the world in general. As a lot of you are probably aware, a lot of shit is going down in the world right now. And so our general stance is we're not going to sit here and discuss all the super negative stuff because that's not what we're about. Like, we're not ignoring it in any way, shape or form, but in terms of this is something that we're doing to keep ourselves sane, and maybe you, because you listen to it, God knows why. And so we want to be a bit more positive.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
Yeah. I think positive is
Like, everyone's in a tough enough mental position as it all was due to lockdown anyway. And then with everything that's gone down in the last couple of weeks, any positivity we can inject into the situation is a good thing.
It's just a bit of a shit time at the minute, isn't it?
But it's shit time that's going to lead to better times. Is
Yeah.
the way that we can think about it. And let's face it, nobody needs to listen to 5 white blokes talking about everything again. So
Yeah.
Because we do not have an opinion on things.
Yeah.
Well, we do.
And we probably
we
should.
do, but there's nothing really new we can add to the debate.
Yeah, in terms of real world shit, Black Lives Matter, police brutality is shit.
Yeah,
That's
That is-
basically it.
yeah.
That is where the book stops with 5 white dudes having a discussion about these things. Educate yourselves, be sensible, don't be a dickhead. 5 gold stars for the first person to yeet Maggie Thatcher's statue into the Thames. Here we go.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Me and Alex have compiled some news.
Some interesting stuff. Some funny stuff, and I guess you start, Stephen. What have you got
That's a very good question. What have I got?
that's not a sexually transmitted disease?
Hey,
Oh.
I will have you know, the test came back clean. So once again,
This time they came back clean.
well, it's not as if I've seen anyone in the past couple of months, mate. So I think the only disease I'm going to get at the moment is diabetes.
Yeah, that sounds about fair, to be honest.
There's a few things wrong with that, if I'm
Oh,
honest.
no.
I mean,
Are we
It's not
offending
the greatest
diabetes people?
Well, we have to
Like, there's
Bournemouth
no-
type one, I'm pretty sure. So
there's nothing wrong with diabetes. I'm just saying, like,
Anyway, Steve, what news have you got for us this week?
right, I've got a few. I say I've got a few. I've got like 2 or 3 things because everything else is just horrific because everyone hates everyone apparently. The first one is one that genuinely made me laugh because even with the current state of affairs in the universe, this is just such a typical fucking thing to happen. So it doesn't matter what that is, the reason why it's been caused. There is a band that exists called Gwar,
not heard that
who,
one for a
if you
while.
are not familiar
I
with
remember you
Gwar,
telling me a little bit about this, actually, though. You just went, I've got something about Gwar, and I went, oh, God.
You know it's
So,
going to
go
be
on.
good when it's Gwar involved. For those who do not know
because
Gwar,
obviously statues of old racist white guys are currently public enemy number 1. Gwar have decided to start a petition because they're from where are they from?
Virginia? It's Richmond, pretty sure. It's the same town as Lamb God.
Yeah, they are from Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And-
they're like really good friends as bands.
Isn't like Virginia like super far north?
It's sort of midway up the eastern seaboard, I think. It's basically in the south, like
Oh.
culturally. Like,
Oh, it's in the
yeah,
south culturally.
yeah, I mean, the South in America is the southeast.
Oh,
largely.
I mean, technically, where it is looking on a map now, Virginia is
It-
technically the Midlands.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it is
Virginia
very,
is the Midlands, I love that.
It's
But it is very culturally south.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Because I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure Virginia's a bit too far north for this to be a thing.
Have
But,
you heard Randy Blau's accent?
Yeah.
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 Who?
The vocalist from Lamb of God.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so in Richmond, Virginia, there is a statue of the Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Because of course there is. It's America.
Yep.
Because there's nothing America loves more than wars. It's wars that they didn't win. Pause
Against
for
themselves.
dramatic effect. But yeah, so Gwar have started a petition saying that they want to replace the statue of Robert E. Lee with a statue of their late vocalist Orderus Arungus,
Oh my
God.
god, that would be incredible.
which I have also signed because even if the world wasn't completely as mental as it is right now, just the concept of a giant statue of Orderus Arungus from Gwar is precisely what I need.
I mean, I'm
life.
100% about that. I'm looking for this petition right now.
31,000 signatures so far. That's
Doing it.
Nice.
Doing it.
I
Like-
mean,
Let's do it.
I mean, they did. They've contribute quite a lot to the musical culture of metal. Like, Gwar are a great band.
Gwar have been around for fucking ever.
Oh, God, yeah. Like,
And they are like, they're surprisingly good for what they do.
well, that's the thing. Like, rather than it just being the shock factor, and there's a hell of a lot of that. You know, they're actually a really good band.
I genuinely need to see Gwar or like what's more time
It would
before
be an interesting experience, would it not?
I mean, I saw them at Bloodstock once, and
Yeah.
it was they pulled out. I was having a cuppa because that's what you do at Bloodstock. So I missed them walk out on stage initially and execute Hitler on stage, and then
Beautiful.
the Nazi Pope came out,
Of course.
who was then summarily executed, and they've got all these like all the characters and stuff, and the Vogue and the members of the band all have like different pumps and stuff that like shoot out like fake blood and a bright green alien jizz, stuff like that.
Is it basically like the American Rammstein?
Yeah, to a degree, with slightly less
Yeah.
fire.
Like significantly less fire, but more like
Like,
sex acts and executions of public figures.
They put on a fucking show, let's put it that way.
It's
Yeah.
class. But yeah, so there's that. And
And that is one petition signed. Absolutely.
like I can't really use anything that super came out today because like it's a bit of a yeah, I'm going to ignore that one. Never mind. But yeah, so there's another one this week that like genuinely baffled me. This news article went live like this morning, and I read it. I was just like, I don't understand what any of this means. So Motley Crue, the band that legally agreed to fuck off. Disclaimer: I quite like Motley Crue. For those of you that know me personally, I quite like hair metal. So
Yeah, I think Motley Crue are quite a sick band.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that a bit on... Did we talk about that in the first one? Like, musical influences and you're
look,
a massive glam person?
time doesn't matter. Everything's irrelevant.
Honestly, because if we hadn't, then it'd be interesting to talk about, but I think we have.
I'm pretty sure we did cover it.
Yeah. But either way, Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. Obviously, they've decided, we really like money, so they've come out of retirement to embark on another tour, which was summarily not long after the film The Dirt came out and was like massively successful. Good film, absolutely hilarious. And interesting, although there are some things that Motley Crue did that are in the book that would probably get them #cancelled had anyone.
Yeah.
But apparently no one gives a shit about terrible things Motley Crue have done, apart from Vince Neil did kill that guy. Let's not forget he killed that guy.
So, Motley Crue are back, is what we're saying.
Correct, Big. He did indeed a little bit kill someone. But yeah, so Motley Crue are back. That's not the summary of the fucking article, because we know
Because
that.
not a single
But,
person was ever surprised.
No. But Tommy Lee has come out and gone, do you want to know why we came out of retirement?
Please. Probably not far off.
That may as well be it, but essentially he's just gone, Live Nation asked us if we'd like to do a stadium tour, and all of us were like, and then we thought about it
I
for a
want to
minute.
buy another
We were
yacht.
like, that is one thing that this band has never done. Yeah, we played stadiums on festivals all over the place, but our own stadium tour, we were like, yeah, let's do it. But I'm pretty sure Motley Crue have done stadium tours.
I would be
They probably just
astounded if
didn't.
they had
They
it.
probably just didn't remember it. Not gonna lie.
Because they were massive. And they're still a big band and a big influential band, but
Like, I know they've played arenas over here.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
maybe it's not all been like exclusively like stadiums, and that's what they're thinking.
You mean like
Maybe it's
what
that.
Guns N' Roses do these days, which is
Yeah. But again, like a band like that size, like Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, you can't really not have them in an arena or like big stadiums because the
They've
demand
always
is
been in
there.
massive venues, though, because Tommy Lee's got that stupid roller coaster drum.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, they're not playing fucking rescue rooms, fam. Like,
Although that'd be fun.
yeah.
that would actually be fun.
I honestly think that'd be a lot
Motley
more
Crue and
interesting.
Rescue Rooms.
Well, I mean, that's the thing though. Like all these like enormous bands, I think it would be really interesting to see it in like with all the finery and everything stripped away. Just get him in a small room with just the instruments and like minor backdrop stuff. Like it's just purely about them and them being able to play the music still and all of that. That I think would be really interesting.
I mean, there is footage somewhere. What's that, Bing?
Yeah.
Those people are
Oh yeah,
dickheads.
absolutely.
Those
Like there's
people are
100%.
dickheads.
Like an Iron Maiden show, for example, wouldn't be the same. Like it'd still be incredible because they're amazing musicians.
I mean, I'd like to
But
see Iron
without-
Maiden like tone it down a bit, because after I saw them on the last album cycle, where it was essentially Bruce Dickinson and the Temple of Doom, so
Yeah,
I just stood there just last night. I was like, I get it, but like,
yeah.
can we just have some
just-
more bangers, please?
I just think it'd be interesting to like sort of turn back the clock a little bit and get all these like mega bands that are headlining all these massive shows and just put them in a small room with just like stripped down to back to the basics.
It
I
can
think
be
it'd be
done
cool.
because there was a glam AOR festival that used to take place in Notts every year,
Yeah,
and a couple of years ago, this is when it was at God, which venue was it? At the Nottingham Trent Uni SU.
oh yeah.
You know, they've got a
Oh,
massive
yeah.
It is a
venue
massive room, that is.
But they never
That
like use
Phil
it for
Re-
gigs.
that, for reasons I'm not allowed to discuss because
Yeah.
I do know the background of this. Allegedly, they just the guys in charge of that venue basically. I'm trying to think of this. They're not going to listen to this anyway. Essentially, they don't think gigs are worth their time. that is
Even
it.
though
Which
they can make an absolute
baffles
killing.
me.
It's like we've got this massive fucking nice venue, and they've got all the equipment, and because they're twinned with confetti as well, which obviously they've got like all the
Yeah.
sound engineering shit, and they've gone, yeah, we're not just going to use it, we're going to use it for end of year term parties.
They basically use it for club nights now.
Yeah, and you
Which,
can't
again,
private
is-
hire it because the uni don't want you to private hire it, otherwise people could possibly like, I don't fucking know, man. But yeah, so
It makes such a
there
killing.
was this hair metal festival and stuff, load of old bands on, most of them I've no idea who they are, a few good ones, but never worth my time to go. And Vince Neil headlined it on his solo stuff, so
Okay.
there's footage of that kicking around
That's
somewhere.
pretty cool.
But this was during the phase. I think it was like before Motley Crue actually like came back properly.
Yeah.
Before we saw them that time.
Yes, yeah.
At Download. When he couldn't sing very well and he was still pretty chubby.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that'd be a. But it says a lot about the fact that they had Motley Crue, they had Vince Neil for Motley Crue there, and it was just like a thing. Like no one really gave a shit, but everyone gives a shit about Motley Crue. So I think that says a lot about Motley Crue as a brand than what it does about the individual members.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, those are basically my two news articles because I have been asleep for half the day and I totally prepare for shit.
So
Alex,
I've got an interesting one, and I came across it. It's a little bit weird, a little bit different. So Metallica's James Hetfield has been hand making tables now during lockdown. It's something to keep busy.
This right here, guys, this is the worst article of 2020.
And they are being raffled off for charity. So, looking
I mean,
into
at
it
the
a bit
moment,
further.
nothing, Dan. But like I
Guaranteed.
do stuff for charity every now and again. Jesus.
He is
Guaranteed.
well,
It's gonna make millions,
Macmillan
but-
Festival.
Yeah, take that, Steve. What are you doing for charity?
That's a whole thing. But yeah,
I've done enough for Macmillan Cancer Support over the years.
Yeah.
There are days we are just like I think 50 was
I mean,
it 15 18 hour days, and when we went to Bristol that
Oh,
was
God. It was a hell of a long day, but it was a brilliant day.
that whole thing in Bristol was a whole day and a half.
That was an experience.
Yeah, but he's been James Hetfield has been designing and hand building in his own workshop handmade end tables. Oh no, not his own workshop. Sorry, no, just his garage or garage, as the Americans would call it.
Yeah, but think about how much money Metallica make. His garage is
true.
probably like the size of your house, mate.
Yeah, that's true. And he's done all the welding and the woodwork himself.
You've got to think the most important question in all of this.
In one raffle, and he says one lucky winner will receive the set, which will be signed and personalised by James himself. Each $10 donation guarantees to buy one raffle entry, with all the funds raised going towards the welding initiatives through the Metallica Scholars Initiative. So it's not really.
Wait, the Metallica Scholars Initiative.
I
What?
have to Google the Metallica Scholars Initiative now.
Yeah.
Like a Metallica, you've got a charity. Oh my god, I've just found it.
I mean, that would be incredible.
Because that was going to be my question. Are they actually any good? These tables. Like, charity's one thing. Is it actually going to be a good table?
I don't know, but
is he any good?
James Hetfield strikes me as the type of guy
Can we get him to make a pool table?
Reasonable at like craftsmanship. You know what
I mean, I've just found the article, and there's the video. Of him
Yeah,
sat there
they're like missing a leg.
Tables on Instagram. Yeah, I think he's got the setup well enough.
Wonky.
He's got enough tools and.
He also has a mustache now. That's what I've just.
You mean he's regrown his mustache?
Who's Ronnie O'Sullivan? Is he a snooker player?
Snooker player, yeah.
He's also a snooker player.
Yeah.
Everyone has a mustache now, even Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Oh, dear me. Okay, so we've also found out today that Metallica.
So the
He is
Metallica Scholarship.
He is the best guitarist from Chugaboom ever. Sorry, that's John Virgo.
Workforce Education Initiative.
Essentially, career education.
I mean,
So, I mean that's like all joking aside, that's a really good thing.
right. That's,
It's also a
you
country on the state of America where bands have to.
Their effort is to provide support of relevant job skill training for community college students. Right, fair enough. Reinvest in the communities that supported Metallica during their recent United States tours.
I mean, yeah, good on them.
So, I'm assuming that will be like communities like. More just like.
God knows,
I guess
need some help.
To do with like stagecraft. And by that I mean like sound design, lighting engineering, possibly. I don't know.
I mean,
could be anything. But they're working with a bunch of community colleges.
Yeah, I don't think it's
throughout the whole
specific.
country.
I think it is just generally.
I think it's just
getting people
generally.
skills.
So they basically have a charity to put back into education, which is fair enough. Right?
That's really good. Yeah.
I only found out that James Hetfield was making tables and not donating to the basically education trust that they have.
Like, that's what big rich bands should be doing. Honestly, like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's only so many solid gold swimming pools you can buy, Lars Ulrich, innit? Like, Metallica make enough money.
I think he could always like another one.
Yeah.
But what about mine? What about my solid gold swimming pool?
You just have to buy off.
Where's all of us?
You don't know. You don't know everything about my life, Daniel.
That's not the point. It's the point. The point is having one.
Look, it doesn't even matter if I ever use it. Just to have one.
Yeah.
I've never seen you swim or any. You've never mentioned swimming.
No, you put a fence up.
Can you swim?
I mean, deers can jump a fence.
I know a lot about that.
I have seen deers jump before, and they can pull some.
Also, deers can drown in it.
Yeah, but wait, is that why the walls around Wilton Hall are so high?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's more to keep the peasants out, but.
Yeah, but I've scaled those walls. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. You live near them.
I mean. That's
Daniel Bigley. I keep losing connection. Are you still here, Dan? No, there's only 4 of us.
Shit.
Fuck.
It's not that.
Can
It's
you
so that
rejoin and
they
then
start
we'll sit them
trespassing
back?
people's swimming pools. We all know
I don't
this.
know how it works
I think
with
so.
this.
Yeah, we might be able to stitch him back in. See if we can get him to rejoin.
No, he's gone.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
And we are back after those technical difficulties.
Which
Talk-
will
talk
be
to
edited out.
shambles.
Nobody's going to notice.
Talk-
It's all good.
Talks of shambles. I'm going to glue it all together, and Deer can allegedly jump over walls. Right,
Yeah.
sick. Back in the room.
So where
Let's
were
just
we?
move on to the.
That's basically where we were.
We
That was it,
covered the
just-
James Hetfield's tables thing.
James Hetfield
That's
and
fine.
tables, yes.
James Hetfield's tables. That's an interesting one.
I just hope that they're level.
I hope that they're better than Lars Ulrich's drumming.
not
Yeah.
hard.
I mean, that doesn't take that much these days.
Look. I think the problem is here is just like with the Metallica thing is Lars is a perfectly okay drummer,
Like
but because
Ringo.
they just stopped playing like as fast and heavy stuff, he just kind of went.
Yeah.
I'm going to
then
let you into a little
started
secret.
sweating
You
loads
can
'cause
still
he was
play
out of-
fast
out of
drums
shape.
over those riffs.
So who's a better drummer then, Lars Ulrich or Ringo Starr?
Lars.
Lars.
Like Ringo wasn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Exactly. I mean, this is the thing. Like, Lars isn't, like you say, Stevie, Lars isn't a bad drummer. It's just, he's not very imaginative. And again, like, particularly older Metallica stuff is sick. I mean, forget St. Angus Tone, which
I think they
we
just
can't,
forgot
we
on
can't
that
talk
one.
about this and not say that. But, yeah, it's just, like, everything became very samey. Like,
Honestly,
which
I
is
just-
not necessarily a bad thing because you
Well,
do develop,
it's
a very...
like how to be a
You can
generic
instantly
metal
tell.
band 101 when they did like Enter Sandman and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, but-
continuous
Which, I mean,
But
you
they-
can instantly tell it's a Metallica song.
But they created and defined how to be a generic metal band with the
That's
Black
the thing.
Album.
Yeah. That's
They
the thing.
defined it.
Yeah.
They are the granddaddies of generic metal.
Absolutely. Like, that, I mean, that's why they get a pass.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they did it first. There's a reason they're the generic one because it's so fucking good.
And if everyone could do it, everyone would sound like Metallica.
Yeah.
And nobody
So
would
there's
want
definitely a skill to it.
If I'm honest, I'm glad everybody doesn't sound like Metallica, so fair shot.
Because I'd fucking kill myself.
Variation.
What the fuck have I just done?
Don't know, Dan.
Sorry.
For those of you aren't aware, once again, Dan is playing Magic the Gathering in the background of the podcast because apparently just sitting and talking to us for an hour every now and again
mean-
is too much hassle.
He is
I'm
playing
playing
against
against
me.
Alex.
You're both scum. Anyway, what other news stories have we got?
So the other, I've got a couple other things written down. The next one is Slipknot have started their Notfest website, or they've completely transformed their Notfest website into sort of like a online festival, almost.
Yeah.
If anyone else has
Which,
seen
like,
that,
with everything going on, that's a really good way to handle it.
yeah.
Honestly.
I think. Let's have a look what they've got on there. I'm just gonna. The front page comes up with the Downbeat podcast. Shout out Craig Reynolds. They've started hosting
Amazing
the Downbeat
podcast.
podcast, which is one of my favourite
Like-
podcasts at the minute.
Far better than this podcast. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually a good podcast. Yeah, but
So they've got basically something called the Electric Theatre, which I've just clicked on, and it's come up with some weird Slipknot-esque sounds, and it's made me very uncomfortable very quickly.
Oh, perfect. I
which
love
does exactly as it's meant to. Then
They have a bunch of interviews. How the fuck do I turn this?
there's a thing at the bottom right.
Yep, cool. Yeah, so they have a bunch of interviews. Number 3 at the top here, Matt Heafy from Trivium. I don't know who the interviewers are.
One of them,
This
one
looks
of
like
the ones
Clown.
on there.
Sean. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And
I
I've
know
seen
that
interviews with
Beats
Clown
That's
before.
Not Metal's doing some of the stuff.
Yeah. You have.
Jamie Morgan from Code Orange.
Yeah, Jamie Morgan from Code Orange. That's going to be super interesting because Code Orange are all weirdos. And you have Fletcher Drag from Pennywise, as well as a photo gallery from Under Oath at Mayhem 2008. So yeah, that's really worth. If you're missing, especially those who really likes the not festival lineups, I think that's going to be a good place to go for like just like a bit of like a festival experience, but online.
Yeah.
With a bunch of different
Also
bands.
something about Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone, and I've noticed articles about him going through like his favorite metal albums and stuff like that.
With the bassist from Megadeth.
I keep forgetting.
Which would grab your interest, right, Bing?
Apart from Post Malone, I'm happy with that.
Post Malone's got some bangers, mate.
Nah,
I keep forgetting he's a metalhead.
Look, I'm one stressful situation away from a face tattoo, so like, I vibe with that.
Yeah.
I'm fully expecting to come out like as soon as you can go to a tattoo artist, it's gonna happen.
Please get a spider's web.
No.
Like you say, it's a matter of time, my dude.
It is a matter of time. As soon as I can get away with it, like
I reckon you're going to start with something like relatively small that you can like hide with your hair or something. And the second that ice is broken, like it's going to be the full Despafara and then all the way around. And
see, the issue is like I've always toyed with the fact that if I ever got like the sides of my head shaved, I do like a Phil Anselmo and get something tattooed on the side of my head.
I mean, like, with that one, unless you start going bald, like you can hide that. You know.
Yeah, I can just do a fronds and just get the whole of the top of my head tattooed.
And now he's very.
Which is what I keep telling Bingley to do.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but that would mean you having to shave your hair off, and we all know.
Oh yeah, no, like if it ever gets to that point where like I shave my hair off for some reason, I do like a full Britney Spears-esque meltdown.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that's not already happened.
I can't bring myself to do it, man. Girls won't talk to me.
That's the main reason, is it?
That's the only reason.
No, I genuinely don't want to have short hair. Like, all jokes aside, I'm not. Like, I just can't do it, man. Like, that's why everyone's just like, I really need a haircut. I'm like, I guess I could use a trim, but like, it's not the end of the world, is it? It's
honestly,
just how I live now.
Yeah. Realistically, it's one of those. Like, I mean,
Dude, have we hit 1,000 likes on Facebook yet?
Right, about that. Fuck all the news off. Fuck off all the news articles. This is more important because this is about us, which is definitely more important than the rest of the world.
Okay.
We hit 1,000 likes. We were over 1,000 likes on Facebook, and then we have dropped to 998.
Woo!
I know who did that, but I can't mention the name on the podcast.
We'll talk about that afterwards. I had some other theories. The main two theories are one, Facebook goes around and clears up dead accounts.
Yeah.
So, you
Possible.
know.
Yeah.
The coronavirus. Yeah.
Have you just
Right, just in general, they go and wipe out bot
I'm
accounts.
joking.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, God, I just realised what you meant.
Sorry. But yeah, there's that, and also the fact that I think because obviously there was the whole blackout Tuesday of the.
Yeah.
This is the only other serious topic that will be discussed because of the whole blackout media thing, where essentially the whole point was everyone just shut the fuck up for a day.
Yeah.
For more important things to be discussed. Obviously, I changed our profile picture to just a black slate in support of that, and that was it. Like, I just did it. Didn't do anything else. Just shut up.
Because that's
everything else is more important than what some wanky metalcore band from the Midlands is doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if some people saw that and took offence because people are fucking weird, man. Like,
I mean, if they did, they can fuck off. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was
well, are we going to change it back at some point?
I think But I thought about this. I was just like, because I looked at how quickly other people changed theirs back, and it was like literally like almost instantaneous. And I'm just like, I was like, oh, we've got a single release to sort out soon. Might just wait till then to change it to the single cover.
Yeah,
cover
they've
stuff.
got a good thing going on, just a black weight. Yeah, it's fun.
Like,
It's working for us.
it's fine.
It had 12 likes. Come on.
Aesthetic.
Wow, we've gone viral.
I mean, if we really want to go viral, I could finally release my OnlyFans. Right.
Steve Delphine.
Yeah.
Right, I watched an entire
keep
YouTube
telling
video
you
about
to
her
do
the
it.
other day.
Was it Where's She Gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got recommended to me as well. I watched it.
How was that for you to...
It was interesting. She started her own
It's like-
company.
Yeah, she's got like a. Well, first of all, I forget that she's English. Like, there's like one video of her like talking in her normal voice, and she is
It's weird.
English.
Yeah.
Like,
Whereabouts
proper
from, though?
English.
Like Queen's
At the
English.
south.
Oh, okay.
She's definitely near London. But
Yeah,
I was
like.
going to say, if it was
something.
Scouse, then I'd be really pissed off.
I mean, it wasn't like all right, governor, apples and pears and all
Not
that,
top
but it
list.
was.
I mean, I'd buy her OnlyFans if she spoke like that.
Yeah, and then basically like her and her boyfriend or alleged boyfriend basically just created like a shadow company that still exists and operates, but everything it was a whole thing. Why are we talking about Belle Delphine? Why have we gone?
Should we move on?
The only reason we talked about it is because Steve does like the best impression of her face.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
And
he
if
does.
you ever need to open an OnlyFans.
If
And
you,
Berry made a shirt design with me doing that impression.
if you ever do see Steve in real life, just ask him to do the face. He loves doing it.
I don't love doing it.
You do, you love the attention.
Don't listen to him, he's lying.
You love the attention.
Shut up. Why does no one love me?
Because you don't do the face.
But anyway,
Anyway, I have one final bit of news. That's a bit
Please
of
God, make it stop.
That's a bit of a funny one. So this week, in fact, a couple days ago, so Rage Against the Machine have been making appearances recently, and one of this week's mentions of Rage Against the Machine was a Tom Morello went out of his way to reply to a fan who essentially wrote about them. I used to be a fan until your political opinions came out. Music is my sanctuary, and the last thing I want to hear is political bullshit when I'm listening to music. As far as I'm concerned, you and Pink are completely done. Keep running your mouth and ruining your fan base. To which Tom Morello replied,
Repeller.
"What, Tom Morello? What music of mine were you a fan of that didn't contain political bullshit? I need to know so I can delete it from the catalogue."
Yeah, like honestly, I saw that, and like a lot of like the replies from other people were just kind of like, what
Yeah.
machine did you think they were
Yeah.
raging against exactly? Like,
I mean, in the name, Rage Against the Machine is all about
The man.
I know, it's
anti-fascist
anyway.
politics.
I know it's an
I mean,
incredibly
it's
complicated
They're
name,
Americans,
but-
aren't they? It could
They
just
are,
be like
yes.
a waffle toaster. But
like it's just like, oh yeah, I really like that song about bulls going on a parade. Oh, what a
Yeah.
banger that is! Like,
I wonder what they're on about in Bullet to My Head.
Yeah.
I just, yeah.
all right, I'm gonna bring up the track listing for the debut Rage Against the Machine album, which, if those of you who aren't aware, somehow the cover art of the self-titled Rage Against the Machine album is that Buddhist monk setting himself on fire in protest.
Yes.
Like
Kind of sets the tone, really.
that alone. And where's the fucking track listing?
Yeah,
Come on,
kind of sets the
Wikipedia.
tone. And it kind of brought up a question between a couple of us just before we started this cast. Is with everything that's going on at the minute, we were kind of expecting Rage Against the Machine to have been using their political platform to a slightly higher standard, and why are they not? Do we think?
in regards to that, like I don't really follow any of the Rage Against the Machine guys on social media. As far as I'm aware, Zach De La Rocca doesn't have a social media.
No,
Like, I
I
could
think
be wrong.
I think he's a bit out of the.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was referenced at some point. Like, I don't know how true this is, but I swear someone mentioned at some point that at one point he was in like South America helping the rebels or something. But I don't know if that's true. But it seems like something that could be like. I reckon Zach
he
is more
seems
of a
like-
boots on the ground kind of dude.
I was going to say, he
Like,
seems like the
he-
kind of
he
guy
is
to put his
very-
money where his mouth is.
Yes.
Definitely.
I mean, I assume Tom's doing some stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Morello is definitely he's very big activist when it comes to him. Most of that is through his music.
They've all been like,
Yeah, I mean,
very, like vocal and loud about these issues for a long time. So
Yeah.
I doubt they're doing nothing.
Yeah, like, I think the way that, because obviously, like, the time that those guys started was obviously, like, before social media and stuff.
Yeah.
So I reckon that, like, a lot of the stuff that they do, like, I know Tom's on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, so obviously he is, like, doing...
Tom's very activist, but he's very what's the word? Calm. Sort of.
Oh, yeah, like, the best way to go about things is to be calm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for instance, so I'm just trying to find stuff on Twitter from like members of the band. So Tom Morello, only an hour ago actually, posting with so much trouble in the world. Sometimes we need a reminder that pandas enjoy bath time, and it's just a video of pandas having a bath. So,
That is top quality shit.
I mean,
which is fair enough. Like,
No, but I think to answer the question is, like, I assume Rage Against the Machine are doing stuff, like, 100%, but at the same time, which is something that I think we've come into too much of an issue over the past couple of years, especially with them, because, you know, everyone's got to have a TikTok. No, don't get TikTok.
Yeah, fuck TikTok.
And everyone's got to have, like, such a high social media presence that I don't know if anyone was aware, but you are allowed to do nice things
yes,
without putting it online.
yeah.
I mean,
No,
you've
you're
got-
not.
I was going to say, you've got me and Dan Bradley in this
Gotta
conversation,
know.
which, you know, you're preaching to the
I've
fucking
got to
choir
at least
here.
post 2 bullet covers a week.
So I can get about 1,000 likes or feel
Oh my
better.
god.
Sorry.
But, I mean,
I am far too sober for this. But yeah, like it's this stuff that I do as well. I'm not super active on social media at the moment anyway, because there is just nothing going on apart
Shit's
from
not
obviously all the
necessary.
important shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, anything that I do, I don't have to tell people about it. Like, you know, donate to charity, do some research, you know, get into discussions on the internet. Don't do it on Reddit though. Horrible idea. Don't get into discussions on Reddit. Inform people who think Ben Shapiro is like an actual upstanding guy that they are in fact a dickhead. You know, I dip in every now and again.
Yeah.
But you know, that's my personal take on it. But I think that's how I would operate, because you don't have to put everything on social media. Like, everything doesn't have to be a massive thing. Just don't be a dickhead, be a nice person and help out the causes that are important. It's the same with everything going on at the moment with massive capitalist companies that are just like, yeah, we're in this together. And obviously it's Pride Month as well, and they're just like, yeah, we totally care about
it's that
LGBTQ
month of the year where
people.
everybody makes their logos rainbow coloured, and then the second it goes into July, everything's back to normal. Same shit happens with Black History Month. You know, it's shit like this has a tendency to be very sort of topical for the moment. Basically,
being these casual background conversations.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch what they're saying. There's something
His internet went down. He's not happy.
It's fine. I'll edit it out in post. But yeah, so I think that's basically the take on it. It's just like, do stuff, spread awareness, just don't be a cunt, man.
And again,
Like
I mean,
all these videos you see of people going like, I'm going to go give money to homeless people, but I'm going to film it and put it on YouTube. It's like,
it's
all you
virtue
can
signaling.
just do.
I
So I
hate
can make my
It's-
money
it-
back.
Yeah.
It's virtue signaling. It's look at me being a good person. I don't think that's necessary. I mean, you talk about
Yeah,
not
just-
having much of a presence on social media. I mean, you've got me and Dan Bradley in this group.
Yeah,
You
two
know,
guys
The,
who don't
yeah,
exist.
the only time
This is the most like
that's,
social media
that's
thing I'm
slightly
ever
more
going to
acceptable
do.
is when the YouTube videos essentially pay for them giving into it, so they have to. So, for instance, they will have like a sponsor that's willing to donate all of like the sponsor money or something like that to.
Yeah, but that's then just furthering the cause of the charity. I'd argue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's fine though.
No,
but it's a
again,
grey
that's using
area,
your
man.
platform to
it
help.
is, yeah.
But if it's actively using your platform to help, that is fine.
Yes.
But there
Absolutely.
are people out there who do nice things, so they can be viewed as nice people.
Yeah,
Oh yes, there is.
Anyway,
yeah, that could turn into a whole thing.
Ragans.
So
that went very just like
Yeah. But yeah, anyway,
hate capitalism.
Basically.
smash the machine, fuck people.
yeah, capitalism is the root of all evil in the world today. But
Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
If I'm honest, I think the whole thing about Rage Against the Machine, and so Rage have been back up in the charts again recently, especially like iTunes and stuff like that. I think they've sort of like they've been passively part of the whole recent goings on, purely because their music again still stands today with some of their lyrics. I mean, most of it came out in the 90s, over 20 years ago, and a lot of it still holds up with current goings on.
It's a sorry state of affairs when stuff that was being pointed out as being shit years ago is still shit now.
yep,
Well, that's
And,
where politics comes into it, and what sort of politics are actually allowed and are just like swept under the carpet,
And well,
and then bands come out and
I mean, we could go into this whole discussion, but I feel like we're straight into like the Joe Rogan podcast territory.
if we're going to do like a
the-
political podcast, we should do that as its own
the
thing.
only other,
Because
the
that
only
could
other
get
thing
fucking angry.
I will say is
I imagine
Rage
me and
Against the
Big Nick could
Machine
go with
as a
some
band
rap.
may not be being active, but however, Zach De La Rocha has been a bit active, featuring on a recent single with Run the Jewels, which was provoked by the death of George Floyd, and it is. I have heard it is very angry. I
I mean, to be fair, which is like the worst thing about it is the fact that a lot of the subject matter, and especially that one track with Zach on it, it's very like they could have written it last week, but this was recorded last year. Like this whole thing was recorded last year, and they've dropped the album for free. Like you can just go get it for free. It's like, look, everything's shit. Here's something that's like
Yeah.
you can use. And I'm gonna have to go and listen to the rest of the album because I assume it's all going to be like similar topics and shit.
Yeah.
But my God, Zach De La Rocha being angry on a recording is something that we definitely needed.
Yeah. The statement released with it was, the world is infested with bullshit, so here's something raw to listen to while you deal with it all. We hope it brings you some joy. Stay safe and hopeful out there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what we need, basically.
that's all we can do.
And yeah, so that's it. I think we've covered all the news topics. My
That was
God,
it.
isn't everything joyful?
That was it.
Yeah.
As
So-
cheerful as we can make it.
Right, okay. So for the end of the news, to sort of put a lighter spin on things, we now go to Dan with the shipping forecast.
Thank you very much, Alex. Now, if we look down to the west of us, hang on, no, start it again. Shit.
Never eat shredded wheat.
Oh, that was such a good intro, though.
Do it again, one more time.
Okay.
Last chance.
And now to end the news, to spin things in a bit of a lighter direction, we now go to Dan with the shipping forecast.
Thank
Dan?
you very much, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. Now, fuck off.
We can fix it in post. We can
God.
fix it in post.
Right, go on then.
And now to end the news and to spin things in a bit of a lighter direction, we now go to Dan with the shipping forecast.
Thank you very much, Alex. Now, if we look down to the south of the map, on your way to Bilbao, which is just past France, on your way to Spain, the Rocky Road Sea is quite a lot better in this day and age because not a lot of shipping going through there. So you ain't got to worry about any cross currents coming through there. Normally around that distance, you do get a lot of seasickness. You may have to take some tablets, not sponsored by Flintstones Chewables. But we will be okay if you are sailing across to the Bay of Biscay. Alex.
Okay, thanks, Dan. What have we got next?
I have nothing in response to that.
That was
Okay.
everything. That was everything I could have hoped for.
I don't even know what that was.
I've been to Spain quite a few times. I know the Bay of Biscay is down there. It's a very rough sea. So at the minute, there's not a lot of ships created a cross current, so you ain't got to worry about the motion on the ocean.
Mate, I'll take your word for it. Right.
I love how you focused on the bits around France and Spain.
Yeah, Flintstones Chewables.
That was exactly what I hoped from it.
Yep.
Right. M. Coulter sent us a question that she's been dying to get us to answer for a while now.
Okay.
And I'm just going to read it off.
42.
And I can't answer any questions regarding it because I don't know myself. Right. Here it is. You go to a garden centre for lunch with your partner. You're not on a budget or a diet. Do you have the house soup or the salad, in brackets, basic, no dressing, or another choice such as a panini, jacket potato, or a scone?
But all I'm going to say is I don't like your fishing in there. So
What?
they hate your fishing in the garden centres.
Generally frowned upon, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
You ever been to Skegness Sea Life Centre? They fucking ate it in there as well.
Hang on,
No,
so
I
what
mean,
These
yeah.
aren't places you should go fishing.
We need a licence to do it anywhere else.
That's the ocean, pal.
Not in your back
I've
garden.
got a pond.
Do you reckon, you don't actually need a fishing licence? Like, do you reckon that they've got a copper going up and down every now and again asking for your fishing licence?
I walk down by the
Probably.
canal quite a lot, and I've never seen anyone asking for a fishing license. If not gonna
Excuse me,
lie.
Steve, is your rod insured?
When was the last time a female asked you that one?
It's been a while.
When was it MOT'd last, Steve?
Is it up to service?
April 2019. I'll have you know.
No, it needs a new crankshaft.
A new wanker.
Wanker engine.
I do. I'm about burnt out after the past 3 months of being indoors.
Is that why your right arm's really muscly recently?
I look really good from one angle.
You could flip an ambulance with it.
So I hope that answered your question, Em.
Anyway.
In answer to your question, I would have the panini as I quite often visit a garden centre.
I would have the scones.
Apparently,
I'd have a half salad at the allow.
It'd be a laugh.
If there's no dressing on it, then you can't be disappointed.
I mean,
I like
the
it. I
dressing the
like
thing
a
that ruined
good
it for you?
I like a good dressing. though.
that's a bit of that's like the safe
The
safe
vinaigrette
bet
gets a
option,
bit-
isn't it? Like you're not going to be like excited by it
Yeah.
or like really like it, but you're not. It's not going to be bad because it's got no dressing on it.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah,
not
so
going to be...
technically, it's really good for you.
Well, definitely
Yeah,
going to be
that's
good for you.
true. Although the question did include not on a diet, so
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a potato, I think.
are we? I mean,
Diet.
is the premise of the question? Are we on a date? Is
Yeah.
this a date
You've-
at a
you've got-
garden
you've-
centre? That is a first for me. At least.
I mean, you could buy them flowers while you're there.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
true.
good
A
shout.
couple of fish.
The other
if
person
they've
could
got
be
a-
into that, you know.
Oh, I thought you weren't allowed to fish.
No, you'll have to buy them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then can you fish them out?
But what about if you catch them yourself?
Oh. Alex, you and me to
Buy-
buy
you
those
bring your
now.
own fish.
You buy the fish and then go right. I can only fish that one, right?
Yeah, when she bought it. Sorry about that.
Connor, what?
No, you don't get it out for me. I'll get it
Myself,
myself.
yeah. I'll have me tackle in the water. See if it gets a good nibble. And you both end up spanning a fish at the end, just like sex.
potato. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. Look, you got to go. Like, there's nothing wrong with a good jacket potato.
Fair shout.
Well, we know that because we've seen Dan's like Weatherspoons order.
That's very true.
You mean my surf, turf, and cluck?
I'll tell you what, actually, I regret bringing it up because I'm just getting like PTSD flashbacks.
I need to make sure I've got meat, chicken, and fish in one meal. Surf, turf,
That's
and
not a balanced diet, mate. Like,
Meat.
at all.
Hold up a second. Meat, chicken, and fish. As
Yeah.
in, chicken is separate from meat.
surf,
I
turf,
mean,
and
some
cluck.
of the chicken that he's eating.
Yeah, some of the stuff
Oh,
we get from
yeah.
Maryland Pigeon in Nottingham. Yeah, it's not really.
When was the last time you went to Maryland? That's got to be over a decade.
Oh,
at
it
this
is.
point,
For me,
surely.
it's like maybe 10 years
Exactly.
at least.
I can confirm I have been to Maryland Chicken within the past 5 years.
Stephen, why? You're
I
better
was
than
really
Any
better
reason?
than
like I was
The only excuse is you were really drunk.
correct Mundo.
There you go.
I mean, that,
Anyway, my answer is I'd have the panini. I fucking love paninis. I'm moving on from this topic now.
Yeah, cool.
You know,
what have you got?
it's really strange that you mentioned it because I literally went to a garden centre Tuesday.
Why?
I went with Jono because he needed another shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
as long as you
Yeah.
say
I'm just
it's all good.
curtailing this conversation now because I don't even want to go into it. I don't even need to go into it. Let's move on with the rest of our totally organised podcast. He says,
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to go to the beer in a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go to the shop and get some vodka.
You can't go to
You're
the
allowed
shop.
to leave.
I'm allowed to leave? Oh, all right.
No, I said you're allowed to leave after we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, but we normally have these podcasts for 7.5 hours.
Yeah, and
It's not that bad.
they will continue until morale improves.
Not go. You bully us.
It's
Well, I
fine.
mean, this is the third, so it's become a pattern now.
yeah.
We have to keep it going now. Maybe
Anyway,
it can be just a fluke. 3? That's a
anyway.
fluke.
Other important things we need to discuss is obviously about a year or so ago we started the annual Wolfstone Sleep bowling tournament, which unfortunately we couldn't have the second year at the moment because apparently we're not allowed to do things.
I mean, well, technically, it was held outside, and we are allowed
That is true.
to meet with 6 people, a group of 6, outside. So we could still continue the annual Wolves Don't Sleep bowling tournament. However, I feel like we should explain to people listening what it is.
Okay, this is
behind
where
that.
we're gonna go on like a mad tangent, but
This is going to be like...
Should we start from the beginning and with Dan Bradley?
This is going to give you a good snapshot into the psychology of this band.
How far at the beginning do you want? Do you want the Glasgow beginning or do you want the before that?
it's-
Let's just go with the surprise me beginning.
yeah, essentially, we started doing something where when we do pre-production recording stuff for Alex's, and obviously we're there for like the better part of the day. So obviously at some point one person is going to nip to the shop. So obviously because we're jolly good people, before you nip out, you'd be like, "Does anyone want anything?"
You.
Traditional responses now.
And,
Surprise
and,
me.
and there was a bit of an in joke we had, whereby one of us or many of us would say, "Surprise me," in which there are no rules to surprise me.
Surprise me is the best game.
Well, the first one went with Alex said surprise me. And me and Dan were together at this point, sexually and as good friends. And we was walking through Beeston, and we thought, shall we get Alex like some digestives, a can of Monster? No, let's get him 6.
The bowling
No, this
ball.
is before the bowling ball.
Yeah.
let's get
No.
him
yeah.
6 sticks of 1 gigabyte laptop RAM and Tom and Jerry on PlayStation 2.
And the Bullseye DVD game. I still have that.
Yes.
Still never
we
played
need
it.
to
Don't have
play
a
that at some
DVD.
point.
I don't have a DVD player, so I guess we'll put it into a
You
computer.
have a PS2?
I do have a PS2. That could
Fine.
work.
Yeah, the next time we basically just bought him a bowling ball. Just why not? Which actually says WD on it. So it's so close. It's
You
like
need to carve an
the
S
gods.
into it.
So yeah, I then rock up to Alex's in the afternoon. It's just like, why is there a bowling ball here? It's just like, brought a bowling ball. So me and Dan then decided to go out and
Well,
play
so
bowling
so
in
in the during the day and during pre-production, basically a lot of energy drink is consumed because it usually starts with Connor and I starting at like 8 in the morning to try and get some drums done.
Yeah. That's good.
Where both of us will sit there with probably a coffee or a tea at some point, but then the Dans turn up
We
and
like to
offer
start
us.
civilized.
Yeah, we like to start civilized, but then the Dans will turn up and offer us cans of Monster, basically, and they will usually have about 5 or 6 with them. And then Steve turns up later, and he also brings basically cans of Monster.
there's Monster and Dragon Soup. Like
Dragon
I go in.
Pretty
Dragon
much.
soup is
So by
pretty
the time we
regular.
reach mid-afternoon, we usually have a lot of empty cans, 500ml cans everywhere.
And everyone's ever so slightly tipsy.
Yeah. So which begins the bowling tournament, essentially. And I was not
one
actually
thing
involved
just
in the
leads to
bowling
another.
tournament, so someone else will have to carry on the story.
You're the one who fitted the shoes, weren't you? Give us the bowling shoes. For the bowling tournament, you gave us the bowling shoes and like set up the lanes.
Oh
the
yeah,
little-
definitely. And you didn't just use the grass out
the
outside
sides
the front
up
of
for
my
Steve.
house.
Yeah. Put the sides up for Steve. It was a good day.
I don't need the sides up when I play bowling. I just yeet it and just hope for the best.
Yes, you do.
Not back.
So basically, yeah.
You use that little thing that people put down. You just push it down, it rolls down.
Whilst certain members of the band weren't tracking, the rest were bowling with empty 500ml cans and the bowling ball on grass outside. And there are some hilarious videos from it that some of us have.
With a jam-packed
post any of
audience
those?
of annoyed neighbours.
We're not even that bad, to be fair.
How can you be that annoyed?
Exactly. How can you be that annoyed? We're bowling. What's wrong with that? They'd throw it at your face.
Not into your
Exactly.
house.
We could have. We should do. We will. We will.
We can.
So one day we will have the second round of the official.
When we
Bowling
can
tournament.
When the weather
Probably
gets a
all
bit
get
nicer,
together again.
we can. Yeah, when the weather gets a bit nicer, we can have a bowling tournament at mine, or anyone's really.
Let's be real. We
That's
just live in your house.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is.
yeah.
If I was an MP, your house would be my second home.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get rid of us once this is all over.
Oh, I wasn't able to get rid of you. Like lockdown has made has caused me to get rid of you. You know, it's the only way I was able to get rid of you was by the government sanctioning it.
So are you saying that you masterminded all of this COVID pandemic just to get us out of your house?
Yes,
Alex
it is
caused
me. It is my
You
fault.
just said.
God damn it.
How could you?
You hear that? The Metropolitan boys, get on it.
Ah, dearie me. Well, the weather's going to be naff for a while anyway because it's supposed to be down low this
Yeah,
weekend,
it is.
isn't it? So
Yep.
Which
It's
is why
basically the
it's-
law at this point.
We don't want any slipping accidents whilst we're playing bowling.
No, we don't. Not again.
No.
Not again,
No
no.
more cartwheels by you either.
don't you think it's weird the fact that up until like a couple of years ago you had to rent the bowling shoes, and then they've decided recently that it doesn't matter anymore? Like, what's
Yeah.
that about? That's the greatest conspiracy
It's
of our time.
basically. I'm not sure what it is, but it's basically like a comfort thing. So it's like basically like no big heels or anything like that, and then you're fine.
Who wears
Yeah, but, like-
stilettos to bowling? Steve?
I would.
Yeah, Dan.
I have actually bowled in high heels before.
You know what? I'm not even going to ask. I believe you.
There's footage. There's footage somewhere. I'll dig it up if it comes about again.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. It's like when I was bowling once, my mate was wearing like heels, and I was just like, oh, I reckon I could do it, and I did.
Fair shout. Fair shout.
The more
There you
know.
go. The more you know. No one's surprised. But yeah, I miss download. Like it's one of those things. It's like it's super weird the fact that because we've had everything taken away from us, and it's like, why do I genuinely miss living in what is essentially a refugee camp that I've paid 250 quid to be in?
I mean, there's parallels.
I
yeah.
don't even mean that like a bad way. I just mean just like the general shambolic nature of a download campsite. I've paid £250 to just live in hell.
It was one step up from Auschwitz. That's how bad download is.
It's not bad.
I don't like download.
Yeah, I've got that one.
No, it's
Oh,
no, it's I hate download. That's what it is.
Why do you hate download?
If I want to go and roll
Because there's live bands playing and Dan doesn't like live
at
bands.
that, and if I want to go and roll around in mud and get told off by people on drugs, I might as well just go to fucking B&M or somewhere. Just
I can guarantee that no one on drugs at Download would tell you off for having a nice time.
I was going to say, you've had a very different experience of going to download than the rest of us, I think. You've also had a very different experience of going to B&M by the sound of it.
I used to work there. I used to work there, so I know the ins and outs. Hi on you, hi, it's almost 11 o'clock. Sorry. That's how that went.
No wonder you had that.
Exactly.
We are not implying, by the way,
In a day.
that staff or anybody at B&M condones drug use.
No, a lot of them did. Only the Beeston branch, though.
Allegedly.
Oh, and Ilkeston.
Oh,
Allegedly.
stop it. Just
Allegedly.
stop it.
With massive disclaimers, allegedly.
They all got fired, so it's all good.
Stop it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, I'm so glad I've got a fucking beat machine now. Jesus wept. But yeah, I long for the days that I'm able to go back to an outdoor festival.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd like to play one.
Fucking, I'm
I'd
so
also like to
looking
really
forward
play
to
outside. That would be.
Dan, you did play one, remember?
you are allowed to.
We don't talk about it then.
Hold back the day in Beeston Square.
Do you remember that gig that we were supposed to do with it was in Sheffield where it was like we were supposed to play outside and everything seemed like dead cool and stuff.
Yes.
And it was us in Infirma Purpose and a load of other like random bands and stuff. And then out of nowhere there was like this massive Facebook drama with the lass who was promoting.
Yeah, that was a thing.
That was a
wasn't it?
thing.
Yep.
That was the whole thing. I think the best thing that came out of that is the fact that Infirma Purpose's manager managed to still get the deposit out of her.
It's impressive.
It was super impressive. Like they managed to wrangle this muppet of a promoter out of money that she needed to get like legally owed them, and I was just like, oh, I guess we're not playing the gig then, are we? That's a bit shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play outside as well. I like a bit of laugh.
I just miss playing shows.
I miss a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually again.
One day.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
I mean, surely like everyone should want to go to shows now after this. Like,
You fucking hope so.
every single person I see on social media just like, oh, I just missed gigs. Like when we're allowed to do gigs again, and it's fine. Underground metal shows will be the first ones to be allowed because there's never more than 50 people there.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
No one likes
Like,
things.
50 people at an underground metal show is a fucking massive crowd. So, like...
They're like, anyone's just like, oh, I just really miss gigs. Then when gigs come about again, then no one goes. I'll be just like, oh, so you didn't miss them that much, did you?
I mean, that's the thing. There were shows almost every night of the week, which are empty rooms, you know,
I mean,
which people could go to. I mean, because I'm guilty of this as well. I don't go to nearly as many gigs as I should, really.
I started actually going, like, I'm going to start going to as many shows as I could, and then it just got a bit
And then
shit.
2020 happened.
And then 2020 happened. Like, I actually started going to more and more shows. I was just like, I'm going to start doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, nah, not allowed. Go back in your hole.
Maybe that was the trigger. Who knows?
You can't blame me for this. I know
No,
people like to blame me
we've
for
already discovered it
everything.
was Alex's fault, so
Yeah.
It's all my fault.
masterminded the whole thing.
Right. I suppose we should move on to the last bit of the podcast. Oh, never mind. I just went on a tangent there. In my own mind, I had a whole conversation. I'm doing so well today.
That was a quick conversation.
Album reviews.
Album reviews.
Album reviews. Of the main one that we had been mad excited to talk about for ages has been mired in a bit of controversy.
Yes.
Because
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Dan. Because I don't know, like, I've got nothing on this. Because obviously, yes, the Ghost Inside are back. They have released an album which coincided like last week with everything going on, and then they had to fire the bassist for being racist, which is a thing.
Yeah, there's never a good time for that to happen, but
I assume we've all listened to the album apart from Dan, because Dan doesn't listen to music apparently.
I was listening to Live in Joy the other day.
What?
Live in Joy, Dreamer.
I don't know what that is.
It's probably from the 70s.
Yeah, go ask your dad.
Anyway,
I'll
Fair
just
enough.
Google
But
You know
Ghost
what?
Inside, the Ghost Inside. And
the
so
Ghost
what-
Inside.
the new
Ghost
new
Inside.
Ghost Inside album. What's the album called? I've forgotten. Is it just
Ghost
It's
Inside.
just called the Ghost Inside.
Yeah,
It's
it's
The Ghost Inside.
self-titled.
Yeah.
Self-titled albums seems to be a thing at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, but I feel
Yeah.
like the actual words "the ghost inside" has meaning, especially for them and what they've
I
been
mean-
through as a band.
It's more fitting than some. Like,
Yes,
I mean, it's like,
but in terms of the album itself, obviously it's been a long-awaited arrival after their horrific bus crash. Is it 5 years ago now?
Yeah, 5 years.
long time. Yeah. Yeah, it's been hotly anticipated.
Yeah, and listening to the album,
To say
I can
the
say
least.
that it's obviously filled with a lot of emotion.
It fucking slaps, man.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's the short
goes-
version. Is it fucking slaps? Jesus Christ, Daniel.
Like the long and the short of it is, my God, this is
what an
seriously.
Like, whatever else is
Heavy.
going on around it, you know, let's not lose focus of the fact that the album itself is fucking top.
yeah. If you zero
Right.
in
It's
just on the
and
album,
sneezing and guitarist, apparently.
then it is one of
Related to
the
it.
best albums I've heard in a long time.
Like, there's obviously some like left of field stuff that I didn't necessarily expect. Like especially like there was a lot more clean vocals on it,
Yeah.
but that isn't surprising considering that one of the producers of the album is Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember.
Yeah,
So-
as soon as I heard that, I was like, you can definitely tell it's been co-produced by Jeremy McKinnon, and
I
that's
mean,
not a
the-
bad thing at all. Like, the guy is pretty talented himself, so
I mean, it's definitely better than the new A Day to Remember stuff, that's for sure.
yeah. We won't talk about that yet, though. We'll wait
won't
for
talk
the
about
album
that.
to come out, and then we'll talk about it.
Well, yeah, because they've got like 4 fucking producers. Anyway, The Ghost Inside by The Ghost Inside, produced by Will motherfucking Putney.
Yeah.
And it's just good, man. Like, I think it's one of the better albums we've had so far. Like, definitely in recent years of like
Yeah.
metalcore and hardcore,
Especially this year.
especially this year.
Yeah,
Definitely.
there's been some good albums that come out. This is definitely, like, up there.
Yeah.
It's one of the best, easily.
It's like super consistent for me.
I don't think there is a weak song at all.
Yeah.
Really.
There's heavy parts. There's like emotional parts. There's sing-along parts. Like it has basically everything we've come to expect from the Ghost
Yeah.
Inside.
Like I
It just goes in from start to finish. It just goes in, which is
I
exactly
cannot
what you
wait
want.
to hear this shit live because it's gonna.
Oh yeah, like I'm
yeah.
gonna spin kick someone into the sun.
Yeah. There's gonna be people spin kicking while crying. It's gonna be great.
And can I just say, I really love the fact that they brought back that sort of mid 2000s, like or mid 2010s, basically melodic hardcore intro track.
Yes.
I adore intro tracks. Like,
And 1333 on that
so
album is
happy.
just so cool. Like it's basically like you listen to any sort of like proper melodic hardcore album, and you listen to any melodic hardcore album from from sort of like the previous Ghost Inside era, and like all of them just have like breakdowns as intros. It has a drum bit. It just has a drum build up with a breakdown, and it's sick.
It just
so
lets you know straight away, like this is going to be a good album. Yeah.
so essentially, just whenever we actually get around to doing like an album or another EP, when we're allowed to, expect an intro track. Although granted, I've wanted to do one for years because you remember Upon a Burning Body's first two albums.
Is that going to be my problem doing an intro track again?
No, I think
No,
I'm just
like we're going to actually
break down intro track.
Oh, okay. And not just,
like
I'll
I'll send you
hard bass.
No, like a legit
like we're going to need a new live intro track, definitely. But
yeah, well, we'll work on that once we're allowed to. But yeah, so Bing, have you got any thoughts?
No, I was just going to say that obviously like, there is one song that stands out for me in that album, and it's one of the last ones. It's Phoenix Rise.
Yeah.
It's literally the start of the song, straight in, power, punch the balls, there you go. Just fucking have it. And then that is what you expect from a Ghost Inside song. That's what you expect from them. You just not pussyfooting around. You just want to get smacked in the face and enjoy it.
Have we got have each of us? Have we got favourite songs from the album, boys? Like, if you had to pick one off the whole album, I want to see if everyone's is different.
Off the top of my head, because I was going to bring it up, is like The Outcast, because that is just horrendously heavy.
The Outcast is amazing.
Yeah.
The end of that side.
I actually really like Unseen. I think the choruses in Unseen are really good, and it's got some heavy parts in it as well.
It's difficult to narrow it down to one.
Yeah, it has been really difficult. I just wanted to see if anyone off the top of their head
I might have to say
had...
Pressure Point, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's something about that song that does it for me.
The
I just
single
think
that was brought out.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's just because I've been listening to it longer and, the rest of it's not sort of sunk in as much, but yeah, that track is really fucking sick. But again, every track...
I think for me that track was just the one that stuck in my head from that album.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I haven't listened to it, so
You should, Dan.
I'm just
You
gonna
really
go.
should.
I'm gonna go with Volvic Touch of Fruit, low sugar, strawberry flavour, all natural flavour.
Oh, that's a banger, that is.
It is a banger.
It's a top shelf banger.
It is.
We are going to make you listen to stuff like you have no
As soon as we
escape.
can pin you down in a room.
Oh baby.
I mean, to be fair, like still the best mosh call is literally from fucking Aftermath. That does things.
Again, yeah.
Yeah.
Aftermath is still, I think, probably the most emotional song.
Aftermath will always be
But
the
again,
most emotional, I believe.
Yeah, just it does have slightly more special significance to it.
But yeah, so overall, it slaps. It sucks that
Yeah, it's
everything
the
else surrounding it
circumstances
has
surrounding
happened,
it as
but-
well. But
Yeah.
but
On the album's merit alone, it is an absolutely incredible album.
Yeah, cool. That's basically it. Cool. Moving on to next one, which is I'm not sure if everyone's listened to it, but the supergroup, quote unquote, End have dropped their debut album, which is just. Has everyone listened to it? Who's listened to it? Who hasn't?
I have not, but I can.
Beginning of the End.
Yeah.
I listened to.
I have not listened to it.
I listened to like half the. It's a 7-track EP, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to half of it, and it is just grotesque from start to however long I listened to it.
No, that's the 7-track EP Fit from the Unforgiving Arms of God was like ages ago. The album Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face is 11 tracks of just being destroyed mercilessly. But yeah, so I'll just do a quick one on
listened
it
to
then.
the wrong one. Not gonna lie.
We're organised.
It's one of Will Putney's projects, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Will Putney, Brenda from Counterparts, and some other guys.
I literally just gone on Spotify
yeah,
to look
I
it up.
remember the project.
And yeah, it immediately just straight in there, isn't it? Lasts for days,
horrible.
like immediately.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a quick fire review. It fucking hurts.
In a
Thank
good way,
you.
I take it.
Next, baby. Yeah, the final one that obviously we've all been wanting to talk about for a while.
I mean, this is what's been
And
distracting me from
pretty much
everything
all
else.
of ours, like all of ours, like basically top band. At least
Mine certainly.
Yeah, at least Connor certainly, and like all of us love this band, and we are weirdly, it's weird to say mates with the guitarist.
We've covered that. We don't have to have another jack off section.
That's fine.
Yeah, so it is the new Believe Within album Fracture, which is
Holy fucking shit,
Again.
it's so good.
Slaps.
Like,
It's a masterpiece. I'll give it 8 out of 10.
like I thought they were going to be really hard pushed to exceed era, and I think they have.
I think
Oh,
they've
yeah, by-
exceeded
by-
it
Honestly,
again.
like
by
Era-
Country Mile.
Yeah.
mate.
I think the addition of Steve's clean vocals throughout the whole album.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
And not only that, but Scott's harsh vocals as well.
I mean, Scott
keeps
Kennedy
it.
is one of the by far most underrated
Yeah.
metal vocalists of our time. Scott Kennedy is a fucking amazing singer. He really is.
Oh, 100%.
honestly, like the album is just something else. Like it's Bleed From Within have been so criminally underrated for years, and I swear to God, if more people don't get on the hype train now, then
Well, it's getting there. It is definitely
Like-
getting there. I mean, because it was. What was that? It was. Yeah. Number 4 in the rock and metal chart in the UK, 77 in the whole like UK album chart, 9 in the US, 11 for hard music albums. Yeah, no, they're getting there.
yeah, and they had like a whole
I'm
massive
so
spread
fucking
in.
happy.
They had like a whole
Metal
spread
Hammer.
in Metal Hammer, and like the title of this article was just "Metal Needs This Band."
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, considering how basically still relatively underground they are, you know, I mean,
As-
at least on a personal level, it's the perfect epitome of what a metal band should be doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and their
like-
writing, their
when
writing
I
is so
think
good,
about-
and their writing has always
Yeah.
stepped up each time as well.
Yeah. When
feel
I
like-
think about like making music and wanting to play drums and what I want to do, that's the closest to what I've got in my head. Is Bleeding Within. In my head, at least. Like,
Yeah, like it just combines like absolutely everything because it's essentially the way that I've taken it because I've seen Bleed From Within over the years live, and obviously I got into them late compared to a lot of other people that we know.
yeah.
But it's essentially like they are doing what a lot of modern metal should be doing, which is like it's combining a lot of like the OG stuff of just like massive riffs and a lot of guitar wankery, but it's just good, man. Like it's genuinely stunning, like how
It's
like,
it's
how bad-
technical, but it's not pretentious. It's heavy as fuck, but it's got so many layers
I also
to it
feel
within
like
that.
the album was written as an album.
Yes.
If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
you can see,
In terms of-
you can hear the album's direction, and you can hear what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah,
like from
100%.
from track to track, from song to song.
Yeah. And absolutely, it like, The Ghost Inside is a great album, but Fracture definitely sort of flows from song to song far better. Like, the actual composition of the album is excellent. And again, that's a thing that they did on Era as well. That flowed really well as an album. There is this
Yeah,
sort of
that-
like...
Yeah, they seem to have knocked that down with being able to have an album and it just flow perfectly.
Yeah, that's a very good point,
From
because
song to song.
you are correct. Like the Ghost Inside album is a collection of absolutely fucking good songs.
It's a collection of
Whereas-
individual really good songs, whereas this is a fucking album.
Yeah, which is obviously it's a whole debate in the modern age of obviously a lot of artists, especially more popular leaning ones. And whereas obviously because streaming is a thing, like a lot of people are focusing on making albums just for streaming, but I think at least the one thing we've got with metal is just like people are just churning out albums, because you can see like every time a band, especially like Bleed, people go up for, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to release an album, people buy the album and listen to it. I'm guilty of it. I brought the fucking vinyl, for Christ's sake. Like I am guilty, which means I will sit and put a vinyl on and listen to it front to back.
Yeah.
Like obviously there are songs in this album that obviously it'll be on playlists, or I'll dip in and out again, like the main singles, like other stuff that I really like. But
Yeah. Again, like, there's nothing wrong with writing individual amazing songs and just compiling them together. That is absolutely a brilliant way of writing. But being able to then sort of put that together in a cohesive way and it flow, it is an extra level of brilliance, honestly. But,
yeah, like it all just fits together like really well. Like it's all around like the same theme, which is like, it's not kind of like, here's just some songs that we wrote in the studio together. It's kind of like they all fit around like the same like tone and theme, and it's fucking awesome.
I mean, I think
So I
that's
suppose the question is,
a big thing on a production level. I think that is really.
I mean, they do go to Nolly, so
Which,
God
yeah,
damn
if you want someone to produce your album, that's from there.
It's either Nolly or Will Putney, depending on which
that's
country
it,
you
innit?
live in.
Yeah.
Nolly for the UK and Will Putney for the US, and that's it.
Yeah.
why is Nolly's studio website, has he got his rates up, just so I know how much things we can't afford?
Middle Farm Studios, I think.
Right.
It's the kind of level that the record label pays for it. That
Middle
is
Farm
that kind of
Studios.
level.
Oh, I found the rates, boys.
As an independent
But I mean,
band,
because it's-
you.
Oh boy.
But again,
as an
there is an element, like, did quite a lot of it in-house, really, as well, didn't they? 'Cause I know
They do.
Stephen
they
Jones
do-
did
They
quite
do
a
all the
bit.
they do the vocals in house. Basically, that they
Yeah,
go
and
to
guitar-
Nolly.
and-
And the guitars and bass.
Yeah.
They basically
Well, again, like, Stephen Jones is fucking brilliant at that.
they send Ali to Middle Farm with Nolly to get the best out of his drums.
The drum sounds you can get there are fucking...
then
Well, they all go down, and they do a lot of writing
Yeah.
and stuff down there
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they kind of have. Obviously, we know a lot more about Belief Within than we do of other bands because we're sad.
Oh, God, yeah,
They-
like, this is
they-
complete fanboy.
We
They
have
do-
had conversations with some of the members about how they do it. So
Yeah.
Like they do all the pre-pro and stuff, which is where we're just like really starting more pre-pro, and then they take it all to Nolly, and obviously then they'll sit and hash it all out again because they use a lot of his new like neural DSP like guitar stuff, which is bang on, and then they basically go through it with him, and him as a producer level, he'll go, right, this is good, we've got to change this.
Yeah.
And they do all the drums there, and
and then they'll take
just-
all of their guitars, their bass and the vocals back to Steve Jones's studio up in Glasgow. Track all of that because that's his other job, is essentially being a studio engineer and a bit of a producer himself. And then they track it all up, and then they send it all back to Nolly, so he can mix and master it for them. I think that's basically it.
and then he makes it sound absolutely top
Insane.
class.
Yeah.
And then we get this, which is that's basically it. Like when you've got like a decent team of artists, and obviously the guys in the background, it slaps hard.
Just the immense skill of being able to play. I mean, like, I fully admit I'm very biased in this, but album of the year for me. Like I am biased. I'll grant that.
I don't think there's anything else that can come out that can top it.
Yeah.
At least not for us, anyway. For any.
Oh yeah, on a personal level.
Obviously,
Yeah.
like we have our opinions. Everyone else has their opinions.
Of course.
A lot of people will probably say the Ghost Inside is that for them at the minute. I'm sort of jumping back
Code Orange
between them. You would have Steve would obviously say Code Orange because
Actually, no, the Creeper album comes out soon.
Uh-huh.
there you go. That'll top
So
everything.
we all know
That'll
my
top
album of
everything
the year is
for
gonna be.
Creeper for Steve.
Nah, to be fair, like I don't really think there's anything else like set to come out.
We don't know.
Apart from the Amur
Oh yeah,
album.
the Amur album. Yeah,
I don't think Amur would top that for me. The Amur are certainly heavy, but I don't think they are.
yeah. Like I like a cheeky bit of Amur, but they've never been like, oh yeah, best band ever. Like I love Amur, but they're never like, you know. And I always like you like.
Slave to the Game album, I think, topped.
Now the last
Amur.
one, Look at Yourself, that was horrific.
True.
But let's not get into debates of old Amur albums. So yeah, everyone favorite song.
Off of
Ascend.
Bleed's new album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in general, mate. It's fine.
Ascend, 100%.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with Connor on Pathfinder. It's just that breakdown at the end that is just filth.
Like that being the first like new track we heard on the album as well.
Yeah.
I think just that first moment that we had that.
Honestly, it's between Pathfinder and The End of All We Know because I love the chorus in The End of All We Know.
Oh, the chorus is
And like
next
especially
level.
that
chorus
last
of
chorus
Fracture
that
as
just
well.
the
chorus of
last
Fracture
chorus
is
where it
fucking
just
brilliant.
punches back in. I think that's incredible.
I think Ascend for me because I am a sucker for the whole singy scream thing together.
Yeah.
Like that shit just sends shivers down my spine.
Shivers.
Especially when you can.
That's on
Wrong
that
song.
previous album.
That's it. I'm very proud of you for knowing
when
that,
you
my dad.
can
Thank you.
when you can listen to it and it just literally just makes you close your eyes and just make you just smile. That's why
Yeah. 100%.
that song is probably my favourite in the album.
For me, because obviously I've got a theme constantly. It's either The End of All We Know, because obviously that chorus just fucking bangs, but it's got to be Fracture because of those sad boy lyrics. That's definitely the one that stands out for me. So it's good, man.
Yeah.
It's just a good album.
It's
Like
like-
10, 10, 10.
10
Like,
absolutely. 11 out of 10. Honestly. Like,
if you aren't listening to Bleed From Within and you like
Genuinely.
metal, there is just something horrendously wrong with you.
And you should do immediately.
Like, just
yeah.
fucking
Stop listening to
Bleed
this
From Within.
bullshit and go and listen to them.
I've written.
If you've gotten this far,
If you've gotten this far, just get your shit
It's
together.
fine. You can give up now. You don't have to hold on any longer. You can go listen to Bleed From Within.
And you know
we
that you
fully
can go to
support
Spain
that.
as well. You know you can go to Spain. You ain't got to worry about the Bear of Biscay. So there
Oh
you go.
yeah.
That's true.
but you do have to worry about the COVID. Just
Oh, yeah,
saying.
but
I realised we didn't prep for Honest Bing's riff of the week.
Oh, bollocks.
Does Honest
Anything
Bing have a
else?
riff of the week?
What have
Have
you been
I
listening
got a
to
backup
recently?
riff of the week? That's a question.
Can I have the flag of the week?
yeah, all right.
Okay, alternative segment. Honest Bing's flag of the week. Go.
I know you put me on the spot.
Pass me your
Come on,
head
man.
stuff.
You're like Rain Man with flags.
Alright, let's go for St. Kitts and Nevis. It's quite a nice
I'm not
flag.
even sure I've heard of that country.
Did he just make that country up?
It's got a nice.
That's quite a nice flag. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a nice colour scheme of red and green, and then you've got your yellow stripes, and you've got your two stars in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a nice little Caribbean island, as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool flag, though.
Around there.
Like, I'm
Flags.
well, go on.
Yeah, that's it. Do we have a less honest Steve's riff of the week?
Less honesty. I'm actually going back on my recently played on Spotify, and guys, all I've done for the past week is listen to Devin Townsend.
I mean, that's a
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing
Everyone
wrong with
loves
that at
Devin
all.
Listen to By Your Command off the Ziltor the Omniscience album. That is the riff of the week.
The whole song.
Okay.
Just the whole
Just the whole song.
Yep.
Just the whole song.
Anything by Devin Townsend.
Yeah, just listen to Devin Townsend, guys. That's it. Like, just everything. Or Deconstruction. Just go through the whole Deconstruction album for fans of blast beats and being a dickhead.
The chord progressions in the song Deadhead. There you go, that's what you need.
Anyway, let's call it a night. This has been
I
shambolic.
think it's time to say goodbye.
Let's wrap it up there. Yeah,
So,
It's been... It got...
we're going
it's
some good
fine.
stuff.
It'll
I like
do.
to. There is a lot going on in the world at the minute, and everyone's a bit frazzled. So
hopefully this
Cautious.
provides an alternative.
bit of distraction.
Yeah, bit of distraction for you.
Alternatively, if you did not enjoy any of the topics discussed, please get us at Twitter at Real Martin Kemp.
No. You are not getting him in trouble for this.
And
I refuse.
And just tweeting the word
Yeah, just
Ribena.
tweeting the word Ribena. Martin Kemp DJ. It is. That's just the way I handle.
I thought it was Real Martin
No,
Kemp.
no, it's
That's his website.
Is you can either tweet Martin Kemp, or you can get at Dan himself at Paul Chuckle too.
Yes, you can.
I haven't had to go verify the validity of this Twitter, but I'm calling it a night. Right, say goodbye, everyone.
B.
Oh,
Toodles, bitches.
bye. Bye.